Well, you all should enjoy this one. We are just about ready for kickoff for the South Carolina Gamecocks and many more around the SEC. But today, prediction season continues, and it's time to release my official SEC power rankings. Hello, everyone. I'm Lucas Hill here with you on what should be a very fun episode here on South Carolina Live, here at the Voice of College Football. Make sure you guys do us a favor, hit the like and share button. Make sure you subscribe down below. Turn on the bell notification so that you are notified every time we post a new video here on South Carolina Live, bringing you the best around South Carolina football and the SEC. As usual, guys, we appreciate your support. Make sure you follow us on the socials. Follow the Voice of College Football at THEVOCFB. Follow myself at Lucas_Hill23. Thank you to our good friends over at Amazon for every time helping support the Voice of College Football. If you want to learn more, just click the link, get you automatically logged into your Amazon account. You don't have to buy anything. And if you want some more information, Mark.
You can make a difference here at the Voice of College Football. Use the Amazon link. Financially contribute to the Voice of College Football without spending a penny. Same shopping experience. It's easy. Go to any video on any channel. Go to the description section and grab the link right next to the capital letters that say Amazon. Use that link, and Amazon will instantaneously convert to your account, settings, history, everything intact, just like whatever link you use right now. No difference. Pay no attention to the product that you see right there. Just go search what you want. Don't forget the Amazon link. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, the Voice of College Football.
I have been very excited to bring our power rankings out to the Voice of College Football. And guys, I feel like we need to add some more to this. So here we go. My official power rankings going into 2025 for the 2025 SEC season. And number 16, I've got Kentucky. They're dead in the water. No question in my mind where they are right now as a program. I don't know what's with what is going to happen with Mark Stoops following this season. We'll see what happens if Kentucky does decide to give out that $30+ million buyout to Stoops. If it's going to happen, we'll have to see. It's an expensive buyout. Are they willing to do it now? We'll have to see in the near future. 15, I have Mississippi State. Right now, I think Kentucky's just in more muddy waters than they are right now. I think Mississippi State's down there. But when you talk about a program that had to play 4 college football playoff teams, and you're talking about a guy that's coming off of his first year as head coach, I do expect some improvement. I think with a guy like Blake Shaven back in the offense, you'll have some more consistency. I think you'll be more healthier on offense. You'll have a pretty decent running back room with Johnny Daniels and Devon Booth. But defensively, you still have a lot of questions. Did you address them? We asked you about it during media days. We'll have to see. 14, I have Auburn. They're also dead in the water. It's win or go home for Hugh Freeze. If you don't win 8 games this year, you're done. No question in my mind that you're done after this year. Hugh Freeze, get off the golf course. Go recruit. I understand that you're not worried about it because of, it's just rankings. You understand. You are not recruiting the state of Alabama. You have 1 commit from the state. 1. And you're in the middle of July. You can't have that going on in your program. 13, I have Vandy. Vandy's in a much better position than where they were at the beginning of last year. I'd have had them at the very bottom. But we'll see what happens with Diego Pavia in year number 2 of the Tim Beck offense. I continue to see improvement. I continue to see consistency. And I continue to see something that I can see as a bowl-eligible team going into 2025. 12, I have Arkansas. You saw a lot of good. You saw a lot of bad with Taylor Green. The question is, can we get consistency in 2025? We saw a lot with the Bobby Petrino offense that saw explosive numbers. We also saw some not so good performances, a la the UAB game where your offense was pretty much kind of one-dimensional. You never found any consistency through the pass game. So you went to the run. You ran the piss out of Taylor Green majority of the game. So we'll just have to see with what you do in 25 with a brand new offense and a brand new receiving room, may I remind you. 11, I have Oklahoma. Oklahoma is an interesting team for me, which should show some improvement because not only did you manage to get Ben Arbuckle and John Mateer in your backyard, Jaden Ott, I think, can fill in that option role, can be that back that can get, and basically your do-it-all back, slide him out of the backfield, be a second option, be a check down option, be an exceptionally fast back when he's healthy. I think he's going to provide a very valuable tool to what should be an explosive Ben Arbuckle offense. At number 9, I've got Ole Miss. It's going to be another interesting year with a young quarterback at the helm for Lane Kiffin. I've heard good things coming out of camp, though, that he's continuing to develop. He's shown a lot of promise. He's going into this year with a good bit of talent that you've gotten through the portal. It's a lot of guys that you can rely on at the end of the day. Guys that I think can make a huge, huge impact for you. That is going to make a lot of noise with what with what all that Ole Miss has on the offensive side of the ball, and with what they're going to bring to the table. Defensively, it's a lot of question marks. Your secondary has questions. Defensive line-wise, your front seven is much better than what you were expecting going into this year before you got into the portal. But guys, it's hard having to replace 1, 2, 3, 4 starters on your defensive line. It's really hard. At 8, I got Texas A&M. That's going to be a controversial one. I know some people will want to flip-flop Ole Miss and Texas A&M. I just feel as of now, A&M's got a bit more on the offense because of what you got with KC Concepcion. Not to mention what A&M is going to do at the tight end position with a lot of flexible guys that can get out in space. You have a guy like Marcel Reed. Your running back room is extremely deep with Amari Daniels and Le'Veon Moss, who's coming back from injury. One that I think you'll find a lot of success in at the end of the day with what A&M has to offer. It's going to be really fun seeing what A&M's offense has in store for 25. I think there's still going to be a lot of growing pains just because you have a lot of youth. But I do think that you're still going to be a growing team at the end of the day. 7, I have Florida. This is where I got people saying, why is this the case? Florida, to me, is going to be a program where I could see them easily winning 8 or 9 games this year. I think there's quite a bit of trap games that they can provide for. Georgia's one of them. Texas could be one of them. Tennessee, obviously, they've beaten Tennessee at Ben Hill Griffin every year since 2005. I think it continues this year. So it's been more than 20 years since Tennessee has beaten Florida on the road at Ben Hill Griffin. And I don't think it's happening again this year. Sorry. 6, I have South Carolina. Beamer's high right now. Beamer's on cloud 9. You've been recruiting well. You hit the portal well this past offseason. I said this before. These are not sexy names, but they're names that you can rely on right now and names that you can plug in and play in an instant. Guys that you can legitimately put out onto the field. Guys that may not have seen much time during this past year. But guys, these are guys that I think coming out of high school were very highly rated. Some small school guys like from Ball State or UIW or Troy. Guys that I think are going to provide a wealthy amount of contribution to this program. And it's going to be one that you're going to be excited for in 25. Do I expect things to be a college football playoff contender at the end of the day? No, just being honest with you. Just being honest with you guys. But I do think at the end of the day, this is a South Carolina program that is continuing to recruit at a high level, that is going to continue to rise up in the rankings year after year after year. And eventually, they're going to get back to that point where they were in the Spurrier era, being a national championship contender, being a regular blue blood in college football. Let's talk about Tennessee at 5. Why do I have Tennessee at 5? Why do I have them so high up? I was thinking about dropping Tennessee down lower, but I know how Josh Heupel is. I know how Josh Heupel is with developing a program like Tennessee. Guys, Tennessee is still a top 5 program. Make no mistake about that. But I think knowing what Tim Banks has done, he's had to replace a lot. He's had to replace a lot on the defensive side of the ball, and yet you've consistently found talent that you can put on this offense. You look at what you did last year and the year before. You were consistently a top-tier defense, and you proved that. Now, the Ohio State game, you still have a lot of answers for. Josh Heupel's offense, I know, can continue to produce at a high rate, and they're going to continue to be an elite program. That's why I have them so high right now. 4, I have LSU. Young roster still. Much more experience, though. Kind of got their feet wet last year with a brand new defensive coordinator. Not to mention that you have an offense that many people are high on Garrett Nussmeier, potentially winning the Heisman Trophy this year, being a Heisman Trophy contender. But guys, we'll just have to see at this next level with what they're going to do with all the talent that you have around them. Can you produce on the field? Can you finally get out of that 10-9-3, 8-4 purgatory that you've been subject to over the last 3 years with Brian Kelly? Can you finally eclipse that mark? If so, you're going to be in for a very good season in 2025. Georgia, I have at 3. And right now, guys, with Georgia being at 3, it's going to be fairly controversial. But let me explain to you why. I don't know and it starts with quarterback play. I don't trust Georgia's quarterback situation right now with where Gunnar Stockton is at. Gunnar Stockton right now is in a fairly odd position. They're not necessarily in the best move right now or in the best position at the end of the day. And what that means is with where you are at with this quarterback room, it's not looking the best. I know you had an array of receiver talent, but as of right now, I don't know if I can necessarily trust the quarterback situation. Your defense, I think, will be fine. You have a lot of young talent coming back. But I think also, guys, we talked about this before. It all starts and ends with the quarterback. If you are a listener of my show, not just on here, but also on Georgia, on Inside the Huddle, we talk about blame shifts towards the quarterback, praise goes towards the quarterback. Right now, I don't have a lot of confidence in Gunnar Stockton. We'll see what this receiving room looks like and how, if they can develop a good, solid connection with one another. But right now, guys, I don't know with what Georgia is going to bring. They're going to take a step back this year. They're still going to make the college football playoff, but I do think they're going to look sloppier than they did last year. 2, I have Alabama. You've been recruiting well. You have a lot of pieces that you can put together. In my opinion, this is one of the 3 best rosters in college football with an array of talent around them. A complete team that is going to be a national championship contender in year 2 of the Kalen DeBoer era. You may think I'm crazy for saying that, but when I look at where Kalen DeBoer and this Alabama Crimson Tide program is at, guys, I have no reason not to believe with what you have put in place. You got a lot of guys through the portal. You got Isaiah Horton. You got some key pieces on the defensive side of the ball. You have first-round talent, at least at one of every position on the field. I don't know about Ty Simpson, but we'll see what happens with what he does this year. Now, continuing to say that, here's where I have Ryan Williams, of course. You have Jeremy Bernard. You have Isaiah Horton. You have Jalen Mbakwe. On the offensive line, in my opinion, you have the best roster that you've ever had with Caden Proctor, with many, many different offensive linemen like Parker Brailsford. When you look at the defensive side of the ball, LT Overton, the leader, in my opinion. When you have, I almost forgot about Jaden Roberts, by the way. Keon Kelly and Tim Keenan, who in my opinion was a guy that you've consistently relied on the last 2 years. You talk about the linebacker room with Deontay Lawson and Nikhil Hill-Green, 2 dudes that are going to be dogs for your linebacker room. When you look at your DB room that has Keon Sabb, Xavier Brown, and Damani Jackson, not to mention Cam Calhoun and Dijon Lee. Cam Calhoun is going to be a monster on the island out by himself. He's going to be a really, really good outside back. He's going to be a really, really complete corner, in my opinion. That's just one of the 3. The other one, Ohio State, with what you have returning, and our number 1 team in Texas. Texas has the best defense, in my opinion, in college football with Anthony Hill, Colin Simmons. You do have questions in the secondary, but I do think you have enough pieces that you've been able to retain to continue to develop. And now you have a receiving room that should be really good and a running back room that, in my opinion, is the best in college football in the SEC. Texas's running back room, holy cow, just the state of Texas in general, the running back room there is incredible. Arch Manning, year one as the full-time starter. Obviously, expectations are high. How does he handle the pressure? That is what I want to know when it comes to a kid like Arch Manning. Everybody knows about the name. Everybody knows about the legacy. We've only had a handful of snaps that he's taken. So how is he going to be able to lead an offense? How is he going to be more effective with his accuracy? Be better with his touch pass? Unleash the arm that he has? Improve his accuracy whenever he throws the football? But apart from that, guys, those are just little fundamental things that you can fix throughout the summer while you're training with a private quarterback coach. That's what you're going to end up getting with a guy like Arch Manning. But that's just my thoughts. What do you guys think at the end of the day? What is going to happen at the end of the day? What do you disagree with on my power rankings? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for your continued input. Continue to smash that like and subscribe button. Continue to follow for the best content out there with all things South Carolina and the SEC. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow us on the Twitter sphere at Lucas_Hill23. Follow the Voice of College Football at THEBOCFB. Give us a shout out. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for making South Carolina Live your first listen of the day. And we'll see you all in the next one.